Welcome to the Two Act Podcast, where we cover all things movies, TV, and anime. I am one of your co-hosts, gothjon, and always here with Adi. And today we are going to review Weapons, directed by Zach Krieger. And I have a little cute intro. One day, an entire class of children disappeared at 2:17 a.m. Nobody knows why or where they went. Today, we are going to spoil the heck out of Weapons. Well, Adi, what is your first impressions of Weapons?
My first impressions are this movie's going to lose points for the amount of product placement it has for Coca-Cola.
Can't say I noticed that.
I was like, once is okay, but like so many times. Damn.
It's really bad. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like watching
Really.
Transformers.
Yeah, it is.
Or the Power Rangers, the newer one where she bites into the Krispy Kreme and goes, "Wow, that's delicious." And you're like, "What the fuck?"
That's just, they're not even trying to hide it anymore.
It's true. Yeah. My initial first impressions, because I've seen this film before, was I saw a lot of the marketing before the film came out. With the name Weapons, I see kids on the cover. I'm just like, does this have to do with kids and schools and guns? I was very intrigued. And then after watching the trailer, I was like, okay, it's not what it is at all. And it's just the name that they give the people that become weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot about this movie and the marketing. It was a hit. I meant to watch it when it did come out, but I just never ended up seeing it. But I mean, it's directed by Zach Krieger, who we reviewed his movie before, Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Barbarian or Barbarians?
It's Barbarian.
Barbarian, yeah. And he's one of those new age horror directors that come from background of comedy, like Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
They've sort of cemented themselves now as very good horror movie directors. And I think he has a very unique approach to writing horror movies and directing them. And more importantly, what fascinates me, to get into serious opening thought, what I find fascinating about his work is he has a very intricate way of showing you the order of events in which the story unfolds in his movies. You often see that with the change of perspectives with characters. And I think he does something similar here. But it works more interestingly here because he's actually got a bigger cast to work with and a bunch of talented actors. I mean,
and
movie stars.
Justin Long even makes an appearance again.
He does. He does. I think they're best buddies.
Shit.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Although
I would be.
Although his role's not as memorable as that performance he gave in Barbarian.
Yeah, where he's measure taping the basement. Oh my god.
That's still one of the best most funniest scenes I've seen in a horror movie in recent memory.
Yeah.
That scene in the Barbarian where he's going in the basement and he doesn't even care, or he's not even bothered that this place is creepy. It's leading him to this basement dungeon.
Looks like a sexual assault dungeon.
Yeah, but all he's concerned with is how much more
footage and
how much more area I can get from this property that I want to sell. But the cast is stacked. I mean, it's got what, Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Aaron Reich, Austin Abrams, who I think is going to be in the Resident Evil movie that he's directing next.
Okay.
Benedict Wong, and of course, A.B. Madigan, who won an Oscar for this film. I mean, when's the last time you heard of a horror movie winning an Oscar for a performance role?
Silence of the Lambs? In the 90s?
Probably, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of any in recent memory. It's quite impressive. Yeah. And
unless The Substance won an Oscar.
I don't think it
Not
did.
for performance though. I know
No,
for like
no.
makeup.
It might have. I don't know. I can't remember. But
Yep.
but I do know like that there was a lot of talk about Demi Moore winning, but yeah,
Right. Mm.
didn't end up
Oh
happening.
well. That's
But
okay.
weapons.
It's the definition of a slow burn. It slowly escalates into something insane, just like you'd expect from Zach Krieger, being that his last film was Barbarian. It's just a slow, monotonous, like go around on like a merry-go-round, and it keeps getting faster just suddenly, and then it's out of control. And that's really where this movie like it becomes like my favorite. Just like before we go into like the ending and all that, but it it really is something. This is definitely something. If you can stick it all the way through, you'll enjoy the ending, or you'll hate the ending. It's kind of like bipolar like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess people are mixed may have
Mhm.
mixed
And that's
reactions.
okay. Yeah, and then you have a lot of good performances in there. You got Josh Brolin as like this angry dad that's trying to find out where his kid is, and you can understand and sympathize with him because any dad would be just out of their mind if their kid's messing, and he's hell bent on getting to the bottom of the disappearance, and he doesn't really care about anybody else other than finding his kid.
Yeah.
And then you have the
Yeah.
the school teacher Justine. She's the homeroom teacher from the class, and she's accused of being involved in this disappearance, and she's called like a witch.
Yeah, she's like become the punching bag or,
Yep.
the best place to pin this whole thing on because
Yeah. And she's like
um
the same kind of thing in the TV shows that she was on Ozark. Like
Ozark,
she's
yeah.
just like, yeah, that's like a crime drama. And she's like wrapped into that. And she's really great performances in that as well. So I definitely was happy to see her because I was like, oh, I know her.
Yeah, she's good. She's great.
Mhm.
And it's good to see like she's made that transition from TV to film.
To movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she
That's
was in
awesome.
she was the she was the new Quicksilver. Oh, sorry, not Quicksilver. She was the new Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four
Oh,
movie
okay.
too.
You can't tell with all that CGI goop all
Yeah,
over her.
yeah. I mean, she's good. She's good. I mean, I like her, and I think her performance here is good too.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I to set up the plot, it's really like so she's the school teacher of this
Of
particular classroom where 17 kids mysteriously vanish from their homes. They all walk out at 2 a.m. from
no, they
their
run out.
respective homes. Sorry,
They
run out. You're right.
Naruto run with their
Yeah,
hands
Naruto.
wide stretched at 2:17 a.m.
That's correct.
And
That is a very accurate description of what happens. They do
yeah,
indeed Naruto run it from their front door, and they just disappear into the dark woods or into the dark with no real trace of where they went.
it's not like they
Besides
were
the
gobbledygooked by somebody. There's
no,
no evidence of another person there. That's why it's so like mysterious.
yeah, it's almost like they were all hypnotized, in sync, and just walked out at the same time.
Mm.
Sorry, not walked out. Naruto ran out at the same time. I don't know why I keep saying walk. And yeah, that's the real central mystery. So,
Mhm.
there's no one really there to blame it on. There's no perpetrator, there's nothing that happened that would
Right.
trigger
Like
something.
the cops are baffled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very baffling, it's a very
Right.
mysterious situation that causes a lot of distress, especially for the parents who want answers. And the only person they think they could pin this on is the school teacher because,
Right.
out of the entire school, it's only her class that faced this issue,
Yeah. Her, the one kid.
except the
Yeah.
one kid, Alex
Alex.
Lilly, who was not affected. He was the only one who showed up to class and was under an immense amount of scrutiny from investigators, media, and He's just he's just a kid
Yeah,
who
they
happens
were
to be in the
thinking
past.
maybe he heard something and he has to, lie the whole time because he knows
Yeah.
what happened. The kids are in his basement.
Oh, that spoilers, but
Well, we already said we were going to spoil the shit out of this movie.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but at that moment, you don't know that. I mean, he's just
Mm.
he's just innocent,
Yeah,
pretty
he's just a
much
kid.
innocent until proven guilty. I believe is the
Yeah, that is an American thing.
and that's 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 the same thing with the school teacher Justine. I mean, she is innocent until proven guilty. Everyone
Yep.
is, but the parents strongly feel, especially Josh Brolin's
Yeah,
character,
yeah, Archer.
Usher, yeah, strongly
Yep.
believes strongly believes she has something to do with it. And yeah, he gets obsessed with trying to figure out and investigate, conduct his own investigations to the point where it's affecting his own life. I
Yeah.
mean, affecting his work, it's affecting his, you know, mental state. But yeah, I mean, it really starts off with Justine's point of view, though. And, I kind of expected movie would do movie and like sort of follow just one character or something like that. But this is where I meant, this is what I meant by my earlier opening statement about how Zach Kreger has a very interesting approach to how he writes horror. And yeah, he does the same thing here where, you know, you get to see all these characters who are part of this town where this sudden mystery happens. And then you get to see the events unfold through every character's point of view.
Right.
And that's how he starts to connect the dots before really getting into the third act where everything kind of like falls in place.
Hmm.
But it's cool because, you know, I guess like I'm more when it comes to horror, I like horror that's more mysterious, more atmospheric rather than jump scares or,
Right. Or
something
torture
just
porn.
or torture porn or just something
Right.
outright gnarly or disgusting
Right.
or whatever, horrific. I like, in fact, this movie reminded me of another movie that I regard really highly, a movie called Prisoners, starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Denis Villeneuve. Except Prisoners is not a horror movie; it's more of a thriller mystery. But it's got a similar premise where these two kids who are like part of these two respective families who are friends suddenly like disappear. And yeah, the father, who's played by Hugh Jackman, he gets absolutely like obsessed with trying to uncover what happened, and he tries to conduct his own investigation. And then you got Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays a detective trying to, crack the case. And it's got a really like Fincher-esque vibe to it, very serial killer like vibe to it. And I really think like, yeah, it had a lot of shades of Prisoners for me until it veers into the supernatural territory. I guess that's when it really goes into horror mode. But
Yeah.
for like the first almost more than a half, I would say, it feels very much like a crime mystery, like, you know, slow burn, like you mentioned. Like
Okay.
something's certainly off about this town. It's kind of odd how like, you know, no one's really looking, but they claim to be looking.
Right.
But
And I think everybody in this film is either an addict or an alcoholic. Like Justine, clearly an alcoholic,
yeah.
but you couldn't really blame her with all the shit she's gone through.
Oh no. I mean, she's like in the middle of the storm of,
Right.
immense scrutiny and everyone's almost slandering her name and, you know,
Yep. She's a
pretty
witch.
much, yeah, someone just spray paints witch onto her
Yep.
car door or something, which
Mhm.
is an interesting foreshadow for the rest of the
Yeah, there's a
film.
lot of foreshadowing in this film. Seeing it a second time, you're like, oh shit. Like especially there's like flashes of the villain's face, but you don't know who that is yet. You're like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is that? And you find out way later. And you see, like some bright orange hair. You're like, is that it? What the fuck?
Yeah, pale white face with an orange wig and a heavy pink lipstick. I mean, it almost looks like the Joker female version. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? Did the movie really scare you? Like, because it didn't.
Um,
It scared me, but
I'm maybe a jump scare. There's definitely some jump scares in here,
yeah,
especially with the like normally those kind of piss me off and they're annoying because they're just loud noises. But I think this film uses them in such a way that it doesn't become abrasive. It doesn't become like way over the top and annoying. It's just a part of the film. It helps create the atmosphere.
yeah. Ironically, I found the bits that really felt more eerie and scarier were the ones where you see the villain just in flesh and directly, like, you see the presence of the villain, and you don't really, it's not the moments where s- there's jump scares that scare
Right. It's
me in
just
this
like
film.
her presence is
Her
just
presence, yeah, her
fuck.
presence, her presence when she does show up.
All right.
And this is where, I mean, that's Amy Madigan who plays the villain
Yeah.
of the movie,
Yep.
whose name's on.
Eldon Elric Iric. I don't even know how you say that.
No, he's not
Oh,
the
that's a
villain.
different person.
That's a different
Different
actor.
person.
Amy Madigan plays Aunt Gladys,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe.
Gladys. That's what it was. I
Yeah,
got my
Aunt
names
Gladys.
mixed up.
Yeah.
A name I didn't recognize.
Alden Alden Ehrenreich is the police officer.
The cop.
Justine, yeah,
Okay. All right.
Justine's
A love interest
ex-lover or love
or
interest or whatever you
something. I don't
classify.
know. They banged.
People still say bang.
They banged. Yep.
They
They
banged.
shagged.
Okay.
Yep.
Shagged, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, Aunt Gladys, when she appears, I think, yeah, in recent memory, because let's face it, she won an Oscar for this. I don't think anyone, I think she was nominated, like, she was a contender in the award season, but I don't think many people expected
No.
her to win. I thought,
They
like,
thought Sinners was
just
going to clean
going
sweep because it's the
just
woke
going
movie.
on, yeah, just going ahead, just going based on, like, predictions and early, like, precursors. Everyone thought out, maybe it would be Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another, or like
Right.
Sinners, or I think there were like other actresses nominated. But it was interesting to see her name, and it was interesting to see that this movie got that nomination for that performance. It definitely made me more curious to check this movie out after she won it. And I think she got like a record or something, because she's 75, right? That's
Really?
insane. Yeah, she's 75 years old,
Oh,
and she's married to this other actor named Ed Harris, who's also very big actor in Hollywood. Well, you recognize him if you've seen any of the movies from the 80s and the 90s. And I think she was nominated like 40 years ago for an Oscar. So this was like, she broke a record for, like, this is the longest wait between an Oscar win, between the first and the second nomination, for like 40 years. How
yeah,
insane is
that's
that?
crazy.
Like, you're an
Unheard of.
actor. Yeah, yeah, you're an actor working in Hollywood. You were nominated like 40 years ago, and ever since then, like, nothing. And then, 40 years later, you get nominated and you win. I mean, it's quite an incredible story. And after watching the performance in the film, I mean, you realize why. It's a very strong and commanding performance. And I'd
Yeah,
say,
she
like,
steals the scene for sure.
absolutely, because, like, one thing that I was worried about was, like, they do a lot of setup and build up. But my issue with Barbarian was, I was kind of underwhelmed with the villain in that movie, because it just turned into like this CGI monster fest, which was just didn't really do much for me. I thought it could have been better.
Come on, Adi, the titty milk scene, that didn't make you
No,
happy?
no, 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 no. That's not the description I'd go for.
Right, right, right.
But with this one, it does deliver because she's she doesn't even appear for like an hour and a half, I believe. Like she's only in
Right.
it for
Other
like
than
about
the small like frame cuts.
yeah, but that's so minimal. Like
Yeah.
you don't even
Can't
see
count that
her.
because it's not an introduction of her and you don't know what that is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for all we know, that could just be whatever, like
Yeah.
visions or
Trick
could
of
just
the
be
eye.
yeah, yeah. But when she does show up, and when you do get to know, how evil she is, that's when it really gets creepy.
Yeah, that scene with the parents. Oh my god. That fucked me up.
Oh yeah, the one at the.
Like
Are you talking about the one at the dinner
stabbing the
table?
forks in their face. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah, yeah,
god.
yeah. That really. I mean, it's even more fucked up that the kid Alex has to see through, like see
Right,
his own
right. He's
parents.
traumatized forever.
Yeah, yeah. It's like kids kids got to see like his own parents basically become dehumanized by this
Right.
witch,
Yeah.
and at the same time he has to like communicate with her and follow her orders and like live in that house
Right.
while her parents are basically like living zombies. That's what they
They're
are.
vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah, they're mentally in a vegetative state while their bodies are there, but mentally they're not. They're just zombies, mind controlled. And he has to like live with this mysterious aunt who, you know, even the parents aren't that aware of, besides knowing that
Right.
they're related or something, and they help her to stay over.
Yeah.
And
So they have her come over under the assumption that she has like cancer and she doesn't have very long to live. So that's why they take her in. Little do
yeah,
they know how actually old she might be.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
kind
I
of like
mean,
inferred that she's ancient because she uses words that aren't
yeah,
in our
I think
normal vernacular.
she calls tuberculosis consumption, which is a
Yeah,
term that wasn't
consumption.
used since the 19 tuberculosis, which wasn't used since
Yeah.
like the 19th
Yeah, and even
century.
the guy at the school is like, "Oh, I thought that was Oregon Trail." Like he made a joke about that, and that's the guy from the Marvel movies, the Wong. I
Yeah,
don't know his
Benedict
name.
Wong. Yeah, Benedict
Yeah.
Wong. That's his actual name.
Awesome.
I really liked the thing the movie does with the eyes, where they like once they become
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
bewitched or whatever the fuck happens to them,
yeah, they go crazy.
their eyes pop out of their skull almost. And
Yeah,
man,
they
I
look
feel like
good.
the movie really needed more scenes like that gas station chase scene with Benedict
Yep,
Wong's. So Benedict Wong plays Marcus, who's like the school principal.
yep.
Or yeah, no, wait, yeah, he's a school principal of the school where this happens to the classroom, and he's in constant discourse with Justine,
Justine,
and Justine can't stop like looking for answers or wanting to talk to Alex,
right?
and
And
he's
she
like,
went to the house, and he was like, "Stop doing that. Knock it off."
yeah,
And it's like, "I'm gonna pretend this phone call didn't happen."
yeah, he understands she cares, but he's
Right.
also like trying to make her aware that it doesn't make her case any better if she's going to
Right.
continue
And she
to
got
learn.
fired from her last school because she was caring too much.
Yeah, yeah. There's some history of inappropriate conduct that the
Yeah.
movie hints at. But like something happens to him, of course, midway in the movie, and he just like you just see him like chase her at a gas station.
With blood rage, and he's doing the Naruto
Yeah,
run, and
he's
it's
doing the
actually
Naruto
really
one.
terrifying.
Yeah.
And
I
then
thought that
he's
was one of the best scenes in the movie. I liked it. I thought it was
yeah,
in the middle with Josh Brolin's character is also there. He's trying to
yeah,
like tail Justine, and this
yeah,
thing kicks off, and then he has to like help her from
yeah.
this guy, and he's like completely lost it. He's just trying
He's
to
like,
kill
"What
her.
the fuck? That was the principal of the school. Why was he doing that?"
Yeah, yeah. I really liked those scenes. I mean, there's some quite often, like, one thing I don't like about horror movies is like you have a bunch of like all these side characters they introduce, and you're like, oh, we all know you're gonna die, and
Right.
you're not really integral to the story. But what I liked here is they all sort of connect to the story in their own way, even though you see them
Like
eventually.
even the junkie I didn't care about.
Yeah, yeah. Because he inadvertently figures out where these kids are, right? Like he's
Right.
just trying
He's
to
trying to get
rob.
the reward.
He's just like a drug junkie who's homeless
Yeah.
living in the woods, and he's just trying to like open cars and steal whatever.
Rob people in the house, and the house he
Yeah,
decides to rob is the one with all the kids in the bottom in the basement.
yeah, where the parents are, you know,
Yep.
in a zombie state, and
And I'm
and
sure
then he
he's seen
finds
that
out.
because he's a junkie.
Yeah, yeah, and
He's
then
like,
he
whatever
finds
you're
out,
getting, I want some of that.
about the reward, and
Right.
then and then you see him talking
Yeah.
to Paul, the police officer he has a scene with earlier,
Yep.
which is
Yeah, he has
again
a
funny.
history with, because there was an earlier scene where he was getting arrested for breaking into something, and then the cop got pricked by one of his needles, and he started acting like he just got AIDS.
Yeah,
And then he punched him in the face and knocked him out. And then he realized how badly he fucked up. Like you get
because it's recorded on the dash
exactly.
cam or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and he's like Paul's like a really sort of a paranoid guy, and yeah, it's funny. It's funny how like these characters like all like link with each other,
Mhm.
and they all lead to this main mystery of what's happening. Because yeah, Justine kind of like inquires about what the situation. There's a lot of people trying to figure out like what is the investigation. I think that's the
Right.
funny thing about the film is you never really see the police side of the story. Like you don't actually see if they're investigating or not. You only hear about the investigation.
Right.
You hear, I think, the chief of police or whatever say that they are investigating and blah blah blah, but you don't actually see the investigation. There's no real, yeah, there's no real record, or there's no real proof of an investigation happening besides what's been told to us. And a lot of it is just these other characters who are trying to figure it out themselves in this town. So, yeah, it's certainly got me intrigued, made me wonder if, like, the whole town is under some kind of an influence or curse or some shit, or if it's
Perhaps.
just, yeah. So, it certainly, as it went along, it definitely posed a lot more questions until obviously you figure out what's happening. But,
And then there's another scene where that I was kind of impressed by. So Alex, he's I don't know, what is he, a second grader or something? He walked home all alone, all by himself, and he got home without getting lost. I was very impressed by that because when I was in grade school, probably like kindergarten, first grade, I walked all by myself, got so lost the police had to drive me home. So I was just blown away. I was just like, "Oh my God, this kid is so responsible."
yeah, I want to talk about this character and this actor. I think he's played by Kerry Christopher. I
Okay.
thought his performance was really good, really underrated.
Yeah, yeah. Kid
And
actors are really hard to find good ones.
yeah, yeah, especially to act in certain scenes that are that intense.
Right.
Hell, we could talk about we'll talk about the entire ending sequence, which is batshit in its own regard.
It's
But
awesome.
like, when it comes to Alex's character, he's like you could tell he's a lot more intelligent and aware than he seems because
Right.
obviously he's bullied in his class, but at the same time he's really aware. He's really like, you know, you can tell that even after what happens with the mystery and all his classmates disappearing, there's still something about him that you sense that, he perhaps knows more than he's letting on. And of course, when you finally see it, what happens and how he's had to like maintain a calm like character while living through that is insane.
Right.
I can't think of anyone who would be able to like, especially a kid that
Right. Just
young.
crying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to see their parents go through that, and then to see like just right away know whatever is happening is fucked up, and then
Yeah. Who knows how many
being
kids would have ran to the cops like the second they got out.
yeah, yeah. I mean, or even I mean, would they even survived? They would have just like
All right.
completely gone crazy, or some
Well,
bad shit would have happened. But he's
basically going to be vegetables anyway. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I thought like his character. I was very curious to see like what they did, what they're gonna do with his character, because when you see him at start and you see that after he's been, you know, questioned and investigated and scrutinized, you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but there's this big looming question that why is it that he's the only one that didn't disappear,
right.
and perhaps he knows more than what he lets on. And I thought that was very intriguing.
Hmm.
And then until you realize that he's had to like do some terrible things under the circumstances he's in.
Right. Like get all of his classmates like their belongings so she can cast a spell on them.
Yeah, yeah. And all while knowing that something terrible's happened
All
to their
right.
parent, to his parents. And this whoever this person is certainly evil, and he has to live in the same roof under the same roof as her. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it's pretty
She's
fucked up.
got a creepy tree that she uses to cast her witchcraft.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, before that, like, so her Aunt Gladys doesn't show up until, like I said, more than
Yeah.
halfway through the movie. But
Easily over an hour.
until then, would you say you were still like hooked with
Yes,
what was
I was
happening?
still invested because I wanted to know why. I was just like the parents. I wanted to know where are those kids? I wanted
Mm.
to know.
And what did you think of when the movie kept like shifting perspectives from,
Uh,
telling one side of the story from one character and then
some of
showing
them
it
I
from the other
minded
side?
more than others. Like the junkie one, didn't care. But I do understand why he's in there and why it makes sense because he's an integral part of the puzzle. I still didn't care about his character because he's junky. He's worse than dirt. He's a leech.
Yeah, he's a
But
scumbag.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. He's a scumfuck. Yeah. And pricking the police officer. Now, don't get me wrong. I have no flowers for police officers. That I think all pigs are gross too.
Oof! Shots fired.
Yep. Imagine that. John doesn't like cops. Yep. Yeah, it's not for everybody. This did a little bit remind me of like Pulp Fiction, how that's like in different parts and how all of those pieces like come together.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's not a novel concept. I mean, there are
No.
movies that have done this. Many
Right.
movies do this. They rearrange the order in which they present the events and how they
Exactly.
unfold, often through point of view of different characters. But I guess why it works here is because this is meant to be a horror movie, but the horror it really doesn't just jump into horror. It starts off with a sort of
A mystery.
a really mysterious tone that follows through. And once you get through the first chunk of the movie where it does this thing, that's when after it gets into the horror part of the movie, which I think is good. I don't have a problem with it. I liked like you, I was too also
Invested.
invested and curious to know what's happened to these kids. And I think the closest we get to see a real investigation is Archer, Josh Brolin's character, actually,
Drawing lines on a map and going to places trying to get their footage so you can watch it. Like
yeah, exactly.
other family that had their kid disappear. He goes into one of the houses and like the mom is upset and doesn't want anything to do it. So she waits till the dad comes home so he can approach him and like come at him like logically
Yeah, 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 and he
and
figures out
he's
something.
gonna figure it out. He
Yeah, I
triangulates
mean,
it and with Justine's input, they get a really good idea of where the house is.
what did you think of that scene where he has the nightmare?
Oh, though that was kind of trippy.
That
And then
was
like
trippy, wasn't it?
and then at
He's
like was it in that scene where you see Gladys like on the
yeah,
ceiling? Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He
no,
sees
I like
you also
that.
see
I
that you also see that giant AR.
Yeah,
When
that was kind of wild. I was like
I was
at that point I was
really
like, are we getting
confused.
guns in this film?
Yeah, I was kinda confused by what they were trying to do with that.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Maybe it was more foreshadowing that they were becoming weapons.
yeah.
That's I I'm sure there's probably an interview with Krieger and or Krager, however you say his name. He could let you know why there was a M4
Well,
in the
I don't
film.
know. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple ways you could
That's my
interpret it.
interpretation.
Yeah. And of course, there's other problematic themes as well, like children in high school shootings and stuff like that. So maybe the
Right.
movie's trying to put a meta message there. I don't know.
Right.
It's possible, but I was kind of like, I was, I was kind of mystified by how he has that nightmare because you know it's almost like she's controlling all these people, or she's definitely got like this omnipresent
Right.
presence basically where she's just around and almost kind of gave me like Pennywise
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like she's beyond logic. Like she's that magic.
Yeah, yeah, like a really mysterious creature that can
Exactly.
shapeshift or whatever, get into people's heads.
Well,
So yeah.
she definitely is very charismatic through all those like when she goes to the gets questioned, like she's there for that. And then she's just saying like, "Oh yeah, the dad, he just needed help, so I came here to help." And
Are you talking about the scene where she makes her first introduction to
yep.
Marcus, the
Mhm.
school, the principal?
Yep.
Yeah, that
Um
happens like just before he turns into a zombie, doesn't he?
Pretty
Um,
much, yeah. And then like he becomes a zombie at his house with his husband and
yeah,
they're like getting ready to chow down on some hot dogs and carrots and they're watching a documentary about parasites, which that there's a lot of that in the film, a lot of lessons and stuff like that are about parasites.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she pops up, and she's really concerned about, you know, she's really concerned that not a lot of people start like poking into her house and
Right. And
into
to
Alex's
invest
house, and
exactly. There's too many people figuring out what's going on and she wants to put a stop to that. So she comes to their house asking for a bowl of water.
and she's like, "It's a peculiarity. I don't even question it anymore." Something
All
like
right.
that. It's
She's
like,
like, what
you
the
want a
fuck?
bowl of water? Who wants a
Like a
bowl of water?
dog.
No,
They get her that and she's
I gotta say,
cutting
like, so
hair and
those 2 scenes, I was really, like, kind of, like, shocked. Well, not shocked, but I was, like, really, like,
caught off guard.
blown caught off guard, blown away by because, like,
Yeah.
the first is the introduction, which is where you actually get to see her
Right.
speak, and you get to sense, like, something's off about her, and then
Right.
the second time when she breaks into Marcus's house and she does that creepy ritual. Yeah, that was it certainly is eerie as fuck.
Right. And then
And,
like
so
Marcus
first
is
time you actually
bashing.
see what's happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You then you have an entire idea of what's happening. You're like, okay, all right. She's the reason why all this is happening. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. That's when you realize that she is the main I mean, you kind of sense she is the antagonist, but you
Yeah.
actually find out how she does it or what she's capable of doing by that point of the film. And I like that. I like characters that don't always have a long role in a movie, but when they show up with the limited time they have, they make a strong impression. And I always think performances like that will have a greater impact than, something that's always running from the start of the movie. There's something about those performances that sometimes they're saved for the last, or sometimes they're just there for a small amount of time, but they create such a big impact. And in this case, like, yeah, once you see her introduction, you're just like hooked, and you're just like trying to figure out like what her deal is, and you got questions to ask about her
Hmm.
and her past. It got me curious about her past as well. Like,
Hmm.
who is she actually? And well, you kind of suss it out that she's a witch,
Right. And that
but
she's from before our time.
yeah, and then she can like manipulate memories.
Right. Yeah,
But
she's a force to be reckoned with.
what else do you think about the first half of the movie before the crazy before we get into the crazy shit?
Oh, yeah, I just liked the ambiance, the what do you call it, cinematography. Like I liked a lot of how the shots were set and framed and all that, and I liked a lot of like the set design. Like it really made it feel like it was in in a city where a bunch of kids went missing.
Yeah, because it's set in like a town in Pennsylvania, I believe.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't look that into it.
Yeah, Marybrook, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that,
and it feels like any town USA.
yeah.
Any neighborhood. It's could happen in your town.
Hmm. Yeah, 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 for sure. And at what point do you think the movie like changes gears?
Uh,
Was it the gas station scene?
yes, absolutely. The gas station scene pours gasoline on the film,
And that's
and
not the first time she's poured on, right? Because it's like that
yeah,
Paul's partner or whatever. She
yep,
like
yep,
almost tries to burn her in that liquor store. Like pours vodka all over her.
yeah.
Justine.
No, that was kind of
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because she was cheating.
yeah.
Well, he was cheating on his girlfriend wife, and she gets a bunch of vodka poured on her. I was like, I feel kind of bad for her, but then you see a scene later where they were cheating, and you're like, okay, maybe she was kind of asking for it.
Yeah, I, li-
Yeah,
I
but
like I like how none of the characters are necessarily perfect. They're all kind of flawed in their
yeah,
own.
they're all fucked. They all
Yeah,
have something going
like
on that
Paul does something really unethical,
right.
albeit he does
The
get
junkie does
stabbed.
something unethical too.
The junkie,
He
the
stabs
junkie.
him in the face later with those
Yeah,
same needles.
yeah, that's fucked, man. To be stabbed, it's crazy how he
One
gets
thing you get
pricked.
pricked, and
Yeah, and then they get
another that you
stabbed
get
on the face.
stabbed. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like how
You
it
got
plays.
AIDS? And he's like, no, I don't think so.
Hepatitis.
Huh.
It's like, what's that?
So there's a stand-up comedian from Minnesota that has this joke. He's like, so this is how I check if I got AIDS. Hey, do you know anybody that's got AIDS? No? Okay, I'm good to go.
That shouldn't be how you figure it out, but
No. That's just a stoner mentality.
but that's kind of how the junkie comes off as.
Yeah, he
um
does. Yeah, he's
yeah, and the same goes with the parents, by the way. Not the parents as in Archer's character as well. I mean, he's
got it.
kind of like losing it,
Yeah,
and
no,
he's
he's going crazy, which you can't really blame him. Like his acting is great. He's very believable.
yeah.
Um, and you got them a bunch of people from Marvel movies in this horror film, and they're all doing their best job. And I would be rightfully upset too if my kid went missing. I would be insane too. I'd be off kilter. I'd be off the handle. I'd be pointing guns in people's faces. That's how bad I'd be. And you got the teacher, she's dealing with everybody bad mouthing her as she walks by, and that's not helping her sanity at all. She's being harassed by prank calls, and then the random person that spray painted witch on the side of her car. Like it's a
And the creepy
whole bunch of shit.
occurrences as well, like she's getting stalked or getting
Yeah,
visions.
and people are knocking on her door. She's tweaking out.
Yeah.
It's probably good she don't have a gun.
But she's also trespassing and like trying to like get to Alex a lot. And
Exactly.
that's
And there's a bunch of newspapers all over their windows.
yeah, that's like the first jump scare, isn't it? Where she peeks
Yep.
into the house and then she
And they're
sees the
just
two
sitting in the
parents.
house, yeah. And they're
And
just brain dead.
that's yeah, it's something about it is so odd. And you know what else I found was odd is like there's this one scene where I think Gladys, Alex, and his father, who's brain dead at that point,
Yep.
are interviewed by the cops, and you clearly
Yep.
look at his face, and you realize like something's clearly off, and he's got like all these stab wounds on his
Right. You
face.
think the cops would have been, what the
Yeah,
fuck's up with the
I don't know.
fork
I just
marks on your face?
yeah, I just think this there's moments in the movie that made me question like there's something so obviously off about this whole
Right.
situation. Like why hasn't anyone figured it out by now?
Right. Well, the
I
cops
guess
are obviously incompetent because it's a horror film. Duh.
yeah, but I think that's where maybe the movie kind of misses on adding another layer with the whole cop storyline. I feel like
Got
it
it.
doesn't want to go into that territory. It just sticks to the characters
I
it
don't
has.
I don't think the director likes cops. He's never shown them in a good light.
Yeah, that's true. You know, that's true because in Barbarian it was similar, wasn't it? The cops
Yep.
weren't helpful when
Absolutely useless.
the main protagonist, she goes like trying to convince them something horrible is
Right.
happening. And maybe, yeah, maybe it is a critique. You're right. You're onto something here. Maybe it is an actual critique on like how
Police.
unhelpful, yeah, or how like you can sometimes feel like
Helpless.
s- the system doesn't actually
Okay.
listen or protect
True.
you in situations like
You
this.
got to become a final girl yourself. It's the only way you're going to survive.
But yeah, it leads into this whole thing, and I think it plays into the hand of the villain of the movie, who ultimately wants that. She wants complete
Right.
control of the situation without
Yep.
any
Of the
interference.
narrative.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
well, I
think
mean,
she deserved the Oscar. I really do.
you think so?
I think so. I think she deserved it. I didn't see everything that came out this year, but
Yeah,
just strictly from this film, it's just like blown away. Like we said, she's a scene stealer.
absolutely. I think she's like one of the best parts, if not the best part about the movie. When
And now on Hulu, it's her face, and it
oh,
says
isn't
award
it?
winning. Yep, that's what it says.
I mean, it's hell of a story though. Like I said, like
Yep, 40 years.
40-year wait
Yeah,
after your
that's kind of
first
wild.
nomination,
Mm.
and you win an Oscar at 75. I mean,
Well,
that's
Leo
crazy.
got lucky, I guess.
Yeah,
He had
yeah.
to wait till
Some
he's
people,
75. Yeah.
that's crazy. But you know, that's what's amazing about. At least, like, it's nice to see. I mean, I don't know how hot you were on Sinners, but it's nice to see.
Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, we reviewed it, we liked it, but we didn't. I didn't think
I didn't
it.
think it deserved any nominations, but then again, I'm not.
No,
It's not my choice.
I think it did deserve some nominations.
Yeah, just not all of them.
But I didn't expect, I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to break the record for like the most nominations ever achieved in the Oscars. I thought that was like kind of crazy out of nowhere. I didn't expect that. But
Well,
I
Black
mean,
Panther 3 is going to win the next one. Next one. It's going to set a new record. Michael B. Jordan's going to come back as Killmonger's brother, Zillbonger. Yeah, it'll be great.
so longer.
I don't know. I just made up some bullshit. No, Michael B. Jordan can act. I just don't think he's that good.
I mean, Are you talking about that role that he won an Oscar for, or are you talking about just in
No,
general?
I thought he did good in that role. It's just I don't think he's like on that caliber.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting conversation to have because I felt personally, again, not to go too off topic, but we can do what we want here because it's our show. But I
Yep.
felt it wasn't necessarily the most superior acting performance of the
Right.
nominees. And if you take like I understand why he won it, and don't get me wrong, it's still a good performance. But if you take the winners of the last 4 or 5 years and put them together, I don't think he's up there.
No,
I
I don't
don't
think he
think
is
he's
either.
up there. But that just says more about the year, perhaps, of movies and
Right.
performances, or the criterias that these shows have when it comes to awards. So who knows? I mean,
Hmm.
we'll just have to keep.
It's got a really good campaign. Is that's
Yeah, that's what it is. That's really what it is. It's all about
oh.
campaigning, isn't it? It's more about
Yep.
PR and more about like stuff like that
Hmm.
than it is. I think it's crazy because we reviewed that movie like this time last year and it won an award, won all the awards like this month. So it's crazy that a year later almost they still campaigned and,
Right.
ultimately got their flowers for whatever they did. But for Weapons came out in November, was it? Sometime
I
around
want to
October,
say
November,
something like that.
or September, around that period, like
Yeah.
autumn.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like fall. Yeah.
But I gotta say, like people, as much as like everyone's gonna be talking about this winning, Amy Madigan winning an Oscar for this role, I think you gotta like make a case for like how much of a box office hit it is as well, because it only had a budget of $38 million and it made 270 million in the
It made
box
all the
office.
money. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it was hugely successful
Right. And we'll
movie.
never get a sequel.
It's getting sequel.
God damn it. We
It's
were
more
so
of a.
close.
It's sorry. It's not.
A
It's
prequel?
not necessarily a sequel. Yeah, it's more of a prequel. There's an On
Okay.
Gladys prequel that Zach
Okay.
Cregner wants
That's
to do,
fine.
and he's when I looked up,
Better get another Oscar.
that's gonna be tricky. I feel like when you do that, that's where you really risk undoing the good stuff you do, because
Right.
revisiting roles rarely. It's rare. It's really rare to like you know
It's
go
like
one
flash in
better.
the pan. Yeah. Yeah. I could see
It's
that.
like it is lightning in a bottle. Like it's
Yeah.
incredibly hard to play the same character again and do something even better or
Right.
crazier.
Or different. Yep.
I mean, I'm sure you can do different, but can it be better? That's the real question.
That's hard. Yeah.
But yeah, there's talks about he wants to make he wants to make other films, and there's a concept for a prequel that he's discussed with Warner Brothers for Aunt Gladys's character. So
Okay.
if that ever sees the light of day, I'm sure there'll be a lot of eyes on it. You know, probably be successful considering how
Right.
this one did well. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I think that's
Okay.
cool. It's great
That's
as
cool.
well because it's a completely original story. Like it's not based, if I'm not mistaken, it's not based on a book
It's
or
it's
any.
it's an original idea.
It's an original idea, and I think that's and that's where I want to say like it's nice to see even though we may have mixed feelings about Sinners, it's still nice to see all these stories that are at least they're original,
Yeah. Yep.
and they're not like rehashes or remakes or cheap
Right.
knockoffs or whatever you'd like to say.
Just trying to
So,
use a brand name to
yeah,
sell your movie.
yeah, and it's nice to see filmmakers get backed on doing a new thing because I don't like. I'm frankly, to be honest with you, I'm sick of seeing horror movies with the same fucking characters again and again.
Hey,
I'm sick of
Saw
fucking.
11. Tobin
No,
Bell's
no,
coming
I'm
back.
not talking. I'm not talking about Saw. I'm sick of seeing the same like Frankenstein movie. I'm sick of
All
seeing
right.
like these same
Nosferatu.
Dracula and yeah. I just feel like there's so many iterations and
Yeah, yeah, you can do
reinterpretations.
something interesting and do another Jordan Peele movie that's weird and different and
Yeah,
yeah, I'm all about that.
I
I'll watch
that's
anything with his name on it. I know I'm at least gonna be entertained. whether or not I like it.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Peele's a good example, right? Because he's done original horror movies.
He did with
Obviously,
aliens. It was weird.
yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed that one. I remember watching it. I think it was called. What was it? The second one was called Us, wasn't it? The first
Up?
one was Get
Was
Out.
it not up? Look up?
Um,
Don't look up.
Don't
Is that
Look
what it
Up is
was?
a
No,
different
that's a
movie.
different film. Okay, it came around the same time.
Yeah, let me look it up. You got me curious because it had a good cast as well. I think it was called
Nope.
Nope.
It was just called Nope.
Yeah, it's called
Nope.
Nope.
That's
And
why I didn't remember it.
it stars Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
had Keith David in it, and I was like, it's Keith David.
yeah, it does. It does. Keith David, Stephen Yeun has a little cameo in it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Kiki
cute.
Palmer. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Horror movies come up with original ideas. It's cool to see. And Weapons is,
An original
um,
idea for sure.
yeah, definitely an original idea. Even though I don't know how do we want to get into the third act and
Yep. So
unpack
they
it?
go all the plot threads. They go towards the house, and you have the junkie bringing the cop there, and the junkie's like locked in the back of the car, and he's like trying to get in the house, and then he gets captured, and then Justine and Archer, Josh Brolin, they enter the house, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it does. And before that, you also see like how Aunt Gladys basically takes over this home,
Right.
right? Because like you see
She's got
Alex's routine.
her bloody sticks and people with hair on them, and
Yeah, and you see Alex's routine where like he gets dropped off school by his
right.
dad, and then one day when he
Ne-
gets back, and then there's like, oh yeah, we have to like host this family and family relative, and she's an aunt
Right.
of your mom or whatever, and yeah, everything is shown from Alex's perspective for that part, and that's where you realize, oh shit, like something terrible is gonna happen. And
Right.
then once it does happen, you can't help but feel like absolute like you just feel absolute like sympathy and
Yeah.
you feel for Alex and what he has to go through.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like suffocating to
Yeah.
watch him go through all that.
Yeah, yeah. To sleep in that same bedroom while
Yeah.
this
While
evil
monster sleeps in another room,
yeah, I thought
and
that was more terrifying than any jump scare. The fact that
right.
he had to that you had to see that. And more importantly, I don't know if the movie explains it, but do you know why she doesn't like do the same thing to him?
I guess because he's like, what do you call it? He's foliage. He's camouflage.
Camouflage.
And she's kind of has him hostage in a way,
Mm,
and because he's a kid, he's easy to manipulate, and on top of that, she knows his personality isn't the type to tattle, because
mm,
she showed you what will happen if you tattle.
right.
Your parents are going to kill themselves in front of you.
So she's giving him the benefit of the doubt where like he can be obedient, and if he
Right.
doesn't,
And he's kind of getting like Stockholm syndrome a little bit.
hmm,
Like, not
yeah.
necessarily that he's falling in love with Gladys, but he's trying to
See,
help her so she'll leave.
that's the part of the movie where I felt like he was putting up an act,
Okay. I could see that.
where he was like trying to appease her, but
You'll leave if I get you all those kids?
yeah. Well,
Maybe.
obviously,
Yeah, I'll
obviously,
leave.
it's a trap, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a horror movie. It's kind of expected.
he's just a kid, and even though he's intelligent,
All right.
he's still a kid at the end of the day who wants things to go back to normal
Yeah,
when
and I
perhaps
don't think
never.
he's gonna outsmart or outpower her.
But he ends up doing it anyways, doesn't he?
Right, 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 right. But into like an act
That's
of
the irony.
desperation. Yep.
I think that's the irony of it all because you think like you really think like this character is so evil that there's no way
She'd let a
You know,
kid
she lose.
get
Yeah,
away.
she let
Yeah.
a kid get away with it, and then yeah, I mean, what happens is once these characters break into the house, and then they start like figuring out the kids in the basement, and they start like
Right,
turning
and they
on each
have to
other.
deal with the Naruto murder ninjas running full force at them because they cross the line of salt.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, break the
and
barrier.
there's a scene in that struggle, that skin peeling scene with like the potato
Ooh,
peeler.
yeah,
So fucking brutal, and it looked great.
yeah,
It
yeah.
made me like
That's the
a
scene where
squirt.
Justine is peeling off
The
Paul's
cop,
face. Yeah, Paul the cop, while Paul's basically turned into crazy
a weapon. Yeah.
weapon. Yeah, he's trying to kill her, strangle her,
Mhm.
and she's using this like potato peeler to like
Yeah, it's a vegetable peeler. That's what
vegetable.
I like to think. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's just, and like,
scraping off his face, and it's not affecting him at all
oh,
because he's a zombie.
yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked,
Yeah, and she
isn't
has to unlife him with his handgun.
it? Yeah, it's a pretty brutal scene.
Right.
The same thing happens with similar thing happens with the junkie
Yep.
James, I believe, and Archer. And then Archer gets turned into one as well for
Yep.
a hot minute, isn't he? He's like almost about to kill
Yeah, because
16.
he's definitely going to outpower her because she's a twig. She's small,
Yeah, yeah, and she's yeah, she has to like
and and he's Cable. He's a Marvel hero. He's
Cable. He's
huge.
fucking Thanos.
Yeah, he's Thanos too. Yeah. Oh, I liked him more as Cable. You get to see his
Oh,
face.
did you? Yeah, I thought he was.
Yeah.
I thought he was under. I thought he was kind of underrated as Cable.
Yeah. No, I like
I don't know if
Junkie.
we'll ever
He's
see him as
fun.
Cable. Yeah, yeah, he is fun. He is fun. I was really. I think the movie's cast is really great.
Yeah,
I think more. I mean, I can't think of many horror movies. Again,
that are this well
lately.
cast.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And they're not like. It's not like you got like fucking A-listers of A-listers,
Right.
and every character's an A-lister. It's like these are all good actors, they all can command the scene if they want to, and it's nice to see an ensemble put together like this.
Right.
So that makes the movie definitely like richer of an experience than say Barbarian. You're only working with what, like, Bill Skarsgård for the first
Maybe
30 minutes.
5 people.
Yeah, you got like Bill
Justin
Skarsgård,
Long.
and then you just got Justin Long stealing the show
Right.
for the rest of the movie,
Yep.
wasn't it?
Mhm.
But yeah, what do you think of the way Alex figures it out and reverse Uno's Gladys?
I don't have a problem with it. The movie had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think it's too
Maybe
much of a
she
leap?
underestimated Alex. Maybe that's what it is.
That's the bit where I found like maybe she's for an ancient evil
Right.
presence. It's a bit naive to be
All right.
outsmarted by a kid.
Well, he was just
So
for a chance, and he got it.
yeah, but it's such a what do you call it? It's such an obvious thing, right? When she says,
Right.
"Oh, don't step over the barrier." Steps over the barrier.
Yeah, all the kids running through the houses. That was my favorite scene in the film.
Oh, that was insane.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was my favorite
insane.
my favorite scene in the film. Now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that type of scene is one of those ones that would be kind of a juxtaposition. What I mean is it would be some people would really like that and some people would really hate that.
Yeah.
It's all the kids running through people's houses. They run through like several houses chasing Gladys, and it's
This is after
satisfying to
Alex
see the
does the
witch.
this is where Alex does the thing where he gets them to chase her.
Exactly. Like he casts a spell on her. And it's satisfying to see the witch get what's coming to her. To be torn apart by 17 grade schoolers was truly a sight to be seen.
Yeah, especially I want to point out like so the way the scene plays is it's like an extended scene and these kids just like they're fucking
Yeah.
insane. They're just
Yeah.
breaking through windows
Yeah.
and houses. And you see
Exactly.
this is the first time you see Gladys who's like not in control. Like entire time of the movie she's in control of what's happening. This is the
And all the
one time.
homeowners are like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, and she just looks like an ordinary woman, old
Yeah,
lady
like
who's
old
like
lady. Yeah,
got no got absolutely no powers. She's just running for her life,
yeah,
running through all these like impressive for a 75-year-old to run like that through all the homes and to go through the houses and all that stuff and not get caught easily. But
right.
there's this one scene, I think this is one shot where you see like the point of view of one of the kids running through the kitchen and breaks through the window door and like almost catches her. I thought that
Yep.
was insane. I wonder how they shot it. But yeah,
Interesting.
that whole sequence was crazy,
Yeah, I
you
loved
know.
it.
And then they
Yeah, it
they
was.
finally.
I think the film had a very satisfying ending.
I also think it's a really bold thing to do with
Yeah,
kids to show that
yeah,
level of violence because not a lot of movies would do that. Not a
because
lot
it
of yeah. I
horror
can't think
films
of
would do
many
that with children.
studios.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't think of many studios that would sort of
yeah. Because you
think
kind
of
of get
like be
like a
okay with that
George
idea.
Romero like zombie like type of like imagery with children eating her.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of fucked up, but yeah.
Yeah, one of the most satisfying endings of a horror film I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, but I feel like it just after that, right? The movie just abruptly ends for me.
Yep, pretty much.
It just ends, just when you want to know a bit more like, oh,
Like they
how
give
did
you like a tiny little like narration epilogue, but that's it.
yeah, I'm not a fan of that though. I'm not
Okay,
a I'm not a big fan of
I don't have a
the
problem with it.
it's I feel like it would have been better to see, but that's how the
Right.
movie ends. But overall, what would you say? Like third act met your expectations?
Absolutely. I think it was definitely worth that payoff. Just seeing her being ripped apart was worth the, I don't know how long the movie was. It close to 2 hours?
2 hours, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So and it what?
I think it definitely, it earned that, I guess, if you're going to sit through the whole movie, you earned it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think my in my personal opinion, I really like the payoff where how she gets her comeuppance.
Yep.
Like the way like we both agree, like the way they use that sequence with the kids chasing her.
Yeah, it was great.
Incredibly done. The only thing that I kind of was bummed out by was I kind of expected something more fucked up and sinister to happen
Mm,
than just these characters meeting at the house and basically getting into a fight. I kind of expected something more evil and fucked up,
right. Like
but
compared to Barbarian,
yeah,
it's like an incest dungeon.
yeah, yeah. I think that's where it kind of like perhaps took a step back, or it didn't take that leap of like going into the
Right.
next level.
Well,
But
maybe because there's kids involved. That's probably why they didn't do that.
yeah, but I still feel they could have done something with her
Okay.
character to like really make her fucked up.
I could turn it up to 11. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's that doesn't take away from the payoff, which is great. But yeah,
You
any
ready
other
for final thoughts?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to give this film a lot of roses. So
Yeah,
I'll go first.
yeah.
Weapons is a very slow burn. The mystery is explored in the second half and speeds up the story. This is a much better film story wise than Zach Krieger's last film, Barbarian, just a narrative alone. I really enjoy this film. I really can't really find too much that I can nitpick about it. And I will give this horror film a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10.
Yep, 10 out of 10.
Wow.
And
That's
it wasn't a 10 out of 10 the first watch. It's the second watch that really helps me make that decision.
Oh yeah. Well, what was it about the second watch?
It's just a lot of the foreshadowing that I
The
saw
foreshadow.
earlier. Just
Mhm.
like images of her and then like the parasitic stuff and then like the mentions of like the witch painting. Like all of that, it all just like the storylines, it all comes to a head in the third act.
Right, right. Well, I was gonna give this film an 8, but I'll give it a 7 because of the product placements. I don't like it.
Hell yeah. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
But no, overall, I really enjoyed this film. I think the director, I really like his way of approaching horror. It's a very it's a fresh approach to like wanting to show new stories rather than doing something that's done before in multiple ways. Now, do I think this movie is superior than Prisoners? I don't think so. I think Prisoners, if you've not heard of it, go check it out. I think it's an incredible movie, and it does. I would argue what like weapons. Just you're going for weapons is like horror. Prisoners is not a horror movie, but it's got elements of horror. But I think like in terms of like realism and in terms of like, oh fuck, like this shit could really happen. Like Prisoners stands out for me as that film because I see a lot of shades from Prisoners in this film. But that being said, what I enjoyed about this movie was I like that it uses the first half to really set the mystery. I really like that he gets to play around here with a bigger budget, a great cast that really elevates it from his previous work, which, gives you a taster of what he can do. But overall, Amy Madigan's performance absolutely deserves praise. And yeah, I mean, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Well said.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I'm going to go into the street at 2:17 a.m. and Naruto run into the forest. See ya, Space Cowboy.